In a heartfelt announcement that sent waves through the global ARMY community, BTS's Jin confirmed that fellow member Jungkook will join him for a special stage during his upcoming Japan tour dates. More than just a musical collaboration, the moment carries deep emotional weight, marking the fulfillment of a quiet promise the two made long before enlistments, solo debuts, or sold-out arenas. Jin, who recently wrapped the second day of his Run Seokjin tour in Goyang, Seoul, surprised fans during the encore by teasing a familiar voice that would be heard again soon, on the Japanese leg of his tour. Hours later, Big Hit confirmed that Jungkook is set to appear on select Japan stages, joining Jin for a live performance that the two had long discussed, but never had a chance to realize. It's something we talked about during our military days, Jin shared during a rehearsal clip. Back then, we didn't know when we'd stand on the same stage again, but we said if we could, we'd do it not just as members of BTS, but as brothers who respect each other as artists. Jungkook, who was seen attending Jin's Seoul concert with fellow members Jimin and Suga, reportedly became emotional backstage after watching his Hyung perform alone for the first time. He told me, "Hyung, watching you sing alone made me want to stand next to you again. If there's space for me, I want to sing with you. No cameras, no pressure, just us." Jin revealed, the Japan concerts, scheduled in Osaka and Tokyo in mid-July, will mark the first time Jungkook joins another member's solo tour since their military discharges. The planned duet, while still unrevealed in terms of song choice, is already being described by staff as intimate, emotional, and vocally breathtaking. Sources close to the production say that Jin and Jungkook have been rehearsing privately late at night, choosing to keep preparations minimalistic, just 2 microphones and a live band. "They don't want a grand spectacle," said one tour staffer. "They just want the music and the emotion to speak for itself. No dance, no effects, just their voices and what they've been through together." Online, fans are already bracing for what could become one of the most memorable BTS-related performances of the year. The hashtags #JinKook Japan stage and #PromiseFulfilled trended worldwide shortly after the announcement, with many fans sharing emotional memories from past performances and their hopes for the duet. "This isn't just about music," one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. "It's about healing, loyalty, and love between brothers who've walked through everything together." For Jin, who is continuing his solo success with the albums Happy and Echo, this duet offers something beyond the charts, a return to the heart of BTS, connection. And for Jungkook, still balancing post-military life and immense solo attention, the chance to share the stage with Jin is a reminder of why he began this journey in the first place. "It's not a collaboration for views or buzz," Jin said softly in a behind-the-scenes clip. "It's something we needed to do. For us. For the memories. And for the fans who never gave up waiting." The Japan shows are now sold out, but Big Hit has hinted at a professional recording of the duet being released later this year, possibly as a digital single or as part of a future project. Until then, fans around the world are holding their breath for the moment 2 voices, shaped by time, service, growth, and love, blend once more on a stage that's more than just lights and music. It's a promise kept. And it's just the beginning. As preparations for Jin's Japan leg of the Run Seokjin tour continue behind closed doors, sources from within the tour production reveal just how quietly significant this moment is. Not just for Jin and Jungkook, but for BTS as a whole. It's not the first time the two have performed together, of course. From the early rookie days to global stadium tours, Jin and Jungkook have shared countless stages. But this time, something feels different. This isn't BTS performing as a group. This is 2 individuals, 2 men who have both grown through solitude, military service, solo careers, and the heavy expectations that come with being global icons. They're returning to the stage, not as part of a fixed formation, but by choice, through friendship and a personal bond that has never really faded. Jungkook's decision to appear alongside Jin was not part of a planned promotion, insiders say. He wasn't scheduled to join the Japan tour initially, but after watching Jin perform in Seoul, something shifted. Backstage, he stayed longer than expected. He didn't smile for the cameras, didn't do interviews. He simply stood in the shadows of the stage wings, watching Jin sing Moon and Heart on the window. Then, quietly, he approached him after the show. "I just want to sing next to you again, Hyung," Jungkook said, according to a staff member who witnessed the moment. "Not for the cameras, not for the hype, just us." Jin reportedly nodded and said, "Then come with me to Japan." From that moment, plans shifted. Without a grand press release or flashy teaser, the team began blocking off time at a private studio in Seoul. Late-night sessions followed. No big-name producers, no endless backup vocals. Just Jin on guitar and Jungkook humming melody lines while seated cross-legged on the floor. It was music the way it began for them. Raw, imperfect, and real. While many might expect a high-powered pop duet, sources say the performance will be stripped down. Just vocals and piano, possibly a soft guitar in the background. The song is said to reflect their shared journey, from teenagers sharing dorms to men navigating their own careers. This isn't about BTS nostalgia, one staff member said. It's about where they are now, separate paths, but still walking side by side when it matters. The Japan concerts, especially the Osaka and Tokyo nights, are expected to be the emotional peak of the tour. Fans lucky enough to hold tickets are bracing for a moment they never imagined they'd witness during a solo tour. Two BTS members singing not as part of the group, but as themselves on social media. The speculation continues. Fans are already theorizing which song they might perform, perhaps a reimagined version of Film Out, or something new entirely. Some even suspect they may debut an unreleased track, written during their time in military service, as a gift to fans who stood by them through everything. But for Jin and Jungkook, it's never been about spectacle. In a recent Weverse update, Jin wrote, "Performing solo was a challenge. But now I get to share the stage again, with someone who's seen every part of me since the beginning. It's a comfort I didn't know I needed." Jungkook later replied simply, "Let's make new memories, Hyam." The sentiment was simple, but the weight behind it was undeniable. For fans, this upcoming performance isn't just a musical moment. It's a reunion, a reward for patience, and perhaps a quiet reminder that even in solo journeys, the heart of BTS still beats in harmony. And when Jin and Jungkook step onto that stage in Japan, under soft lights and in front of thousands who have waited years for this moment, it won't just be a duet, it will be a declaration that some bonds, no matter how tested by time, distance, or individual dreams, always find their way back home. As rehearsals continue in secrecy, there's a kind of quiet reverence surrounding the performance. Staff working on the Japan tour have described the atmosphere as unusually intimate, especially when Jin and Jungkook rehearse together. There's no ego between them, one technician shared. They don't try to outshine each other. They listen, they adjust, and they laugh a lot. It feels less like a performance and more like two friends rediscovering what they love about making music. Unlike the polished, high-concept performances that BTS fans have become accustomed to, this special stage seems to be moving in the opposite direction. No laser lights, no synchronized choreography. Just two voices, two microphones, and a story built from more than a decade of friendship and shared hardship. Jin and Jungkook aren't just preparing to sing together. They're telling a story, one that doesn't need translation. It's a story of growing up, growing apart, and yet never really being apart at all. For a while, they were soldier and soldier, then soloist and soloist. Now, they meet again on a stage that once felt so distant, in a country where their bond with fans has always run deep. Behind the scenes, those close to them say the Japan shows may carry emotional weight that's hard to put into words. Jungkook, known for being composed and fiercely professional, reportedly grew quiet after their first full rehearsal. "It felt real again," he whispered, according to a makeup artist present that day. "Like home." Jin, ever the older brother, responded with a smile and a hand on his shoulder. "Let's make it count." For fans, these small glimpses are enough to stir a wave of anticipation. Not because of hype or because it's two members of BTS, but because it's Jin and Jungkook, two artists who have grown, endured, and found their way back to the same stage for no reason other than love. Love for the music, love for each other, love for the people who never stopped cheering for them. Speculation continues to swirl about what will follow this duet. Some fans hope for a joint single. Others wonder if this is the beginning of a long-rumored subunit between the eldest and the youngest, a pairing fans have lovingly nicknamed Jungkook for years. But for now, neither of them seems to be thinking that far ahead. "I'm not planning the future," Jin reportedly said during a brief moment captured in a rehearsal vlog. "I'm just grateful we're both healthy, we're here, and we get to sing together again."